guys, it's time for another video. I know it's been a while. If you want to know what the hell has been going on, I try to update as much as I can on my community page because I just don't like the beginning of my videos to be like life updates and stuff like that because I find it really annoying when people do that. So I try not to do that, but if you want to know what has been happening, I was gonna say I'll link my community page down below, but you can't really do that, but just go look it up if you want to know like why I haven't really been posting a lot. So I'm back, and today we are going to be doing a super fun collab because my friend Katie Marie, thank you so much Katie for reaching out and asking if I wanted to do a collab with you because it could not have come at a better time, and it also kind of forces me back into the groove of filming again, which is exactly what I need. So if you guys don't know who Katie Marie is, we have done collabs in the past. She is one of my probably oldest friends on YouTube, and I've been watching her for, oh my god, I don't even know, probably over 2 years now. It might even be like 3 years, but it's been a very, very long time. But her content is just, it's so professionally done, and her reviews are so thorough. She loves to play with color just like I do. She loves indie makeup. She also like a little bit more mainstream makeup than what I use, so I think that you guys would really like her channel. And I will say, I feel kind of bad about the collab that we are doing today because when she reached out, she had a different idea in mind where we use someone else's inspiration palette to kind of make that palette come to life with our own singles. And I was like, you know what? That doesn't really sound very fun to me because I like to create my own palettes. So if we're gonna do something that's like not in an already made palette, I prefer to like do it myself, you know what I mean? But she always keeps saying that she's not that creative, and I kind of wanted to push her out of her comfort zone a little bit, and I was like, hey, why don't we make our own palettes based on, you know, whatever subject that we can come up with, and that would be kind of fun. So I suggested that we make our own little palette based on our favorite candy or favorite sweet or treat or something like that, because I love sugar. You guys know that I am such a sucker for anything sweet, so that's what we're going to do. So my current obsession when it comes to sweets have been Easter candy. In particular, the Russell Stover, is that what it's called? The Russell Stover maple cream eggs. Oh my god, they are so good. I bought about 20 of them, I want to say, in like one grocery trip about a month ago, and I just finished my last one and I don't have any left, and you better believe I'm not going to the store just to get those, not in this time. So yeah, I'm like having withdrawals already, and it's been like 1 day. So I made a palette based on my favorite chocolate candy currently. So let me show you what my little palette looks like. Now originally I was going to make this into like an actual palette and like print out a picture of the candy and put it on here, but we didn't have any more ink in our printer, so that didn't happen. Sorry about that, but let me show you the palette that I ended up making. So we decided to make a 6-pan palette because that way we could actually use like at least most of the colors in the palette for this look. So here is what my little palette looks like, and I just think that this is so cute, and this makes me so happy. Like, this color story is bright, it's fun, it's very Easter, it's going to kind of match my yellow sweater that I wore today, so I'm just excited. I'm excited to just sit down and play with makeup because it's not something that I've been doing a lot lately, and I miss it, and I want to get back to it because it gets me in a better mood, and that is what I need. So I'm gonna go ahead and start by priming with my Smashbox lid primer in light here. So I kind of have a plan already because when I was putting together this palette, I kind of thought of it in a like, what kind of looks can I do with this palette sort of way, even though I knew the colors I wanted to be in it, but I kind of planned the mattes and the shimmers accordingly, if that makes sense. So what I'm going to start off by doing is I'm going to take the pink shade, which I think is Sandbar. Yeah, this is Sandbar by Colourpop, and I'm going to use that as my transition shade. And then I'm going to use the purple, I think, to deepen that up with. I'm pretty sure this is Purp Smurf from Raine. Yeah, so those are the ones that I'm going to start by using. So I'm going to take my Refer number 13 brush, and I'm going to start by putting the pink into my crease. And this is probably one of my favorite shades from Colourpop. I just love this pink so much. It's such a beautiful pink, and it's so easy to work with. It's so pigmented, it's so bright. So I would love to hear you guys' thoughts on what kind of content do you want to see right now, because I feel bad if I, you know, make like first impression videos or review videos and stuff like that at this time, because I don't ever want it to come across like I want you to buy anything, because I really don't want to buy anything myself right now, and I don't think that anybody should be really buying too much makeup in the state that we're in now. So let me know if there is anything that you want to see from me. Let me know if you have any ideas for how I can use new makeup in content. in a way that doesn't make you feel like you want to buy it or need to buy it. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So I got this color placed out where I want it. I'm gonna start working on the blend here and just making sure that everything is nice and blended, and then we're gonna go in with the purple. So I'm just going to use my same brush and I'm going to dip that into Purp Smurf. This is one of my favorite purple singles that I have in my collection. At least the times that I've used it. I think I've used this like 3 times, and every time I've used it I've been very impressed by the layerability, is that a word? Just by how it layers, because a lot of purples just don't really layer that well, but I find this one to be quite easy to work with. So I'm going to take that obviously in my outer corner because that's where I started. And I'm also going to pull it through my crease all the way, as well as take it down to my lower lash line about half of the way across. And then on the inner portion of my lower lash line, I think I'm going to use a little bit of that blue. And for some reason, I feel like I'm having a bit of a hard time with this purple today. Go figures, right? Right after I say that I really like this purple, now it seems to be a little bit streaky, but I'm just going to take my time and work with that. Now, I do have a very important question to ask you all. Okay, that sounded very dramatic, but I've been watching a lot more TV shows lately, and I've come to the realization that I am not into fictional TV shows. Like, I can only get on board with reality TV, mostly crappy reality TV. So if you know of any bad reality TV shows that I maybe haven't watched, let me know down below. They can be old as well, as long as they are on Netflix or, you know, iTunes or something like that. Just so I can have something new to watch, because I've gone through so many TV shows right now. It's kind of sad, honestly, but it's made me feel so much better, and I would love to keep watching bad TV shows because right now I'm just in the mood for that. So if you have any suggestions, do leave them down below. I would love to look them up. So I'm just now realizing that I might not be able to use this pastel pink, purple, lavender that I have in this palette. I was going to use that on my lower lash line, but I think I just want to use the blue instead. Like, I was going to use both of these, but since I pulled this down, I just don't think I'm going to have room for that and still make it look good. So we're just going to kind of scrap that, but I did just put it in here because it just completed the color story. So what I'm going to do next is I think I'm going to go into the blue. This one is a blue from the Dragon Child palette from Menagerie. This one is discontinued though, or the palette is discontinued. I don't know if this color is discontinued though, but this is one of my absolute favorite matte blues in my collection. This one is called Dragon Rider. So what I'm going to do is I'm basically going to put that in the inner portion of my lower lash line, as well as use it to blend out the purple that I have on the outer edge here. So I'm going to start on the inside because I don't want this to mix with the purple yet until I've gotten this down where I want it. And once I do, I'm going to start dragging it underneath that purple just so we can get a bit of a better blend here. And this is removing a little bit of that purple, but that's kind of to be expected because I don't have any eyeshadow primer underneath my eye. So I am going to go back in with that purple and build that up a little bit. I think these are looking so good together though. I love this kind of color story. So let's try to build up this purple a bit more because I do feel like I lost that a little bit here. Yeah, see, that looks so much better, and I feel like it just really tied the upper portion in with the lower portion of my eye here. And I'm also going to, just as a bit of a last step here, just go in with a bit more of that pink that I used in my crease, because I feel like I don't feel like I lost it, but I just feel like the purple took over a little bit, and I do want my crease to be quite pink, so I'm just going to go in very light-handed with a little bit more of that pink here. And we are going to finish off the face after I'm done with the eye look like I've been doing lately. I've really been enjoying that, and I feel like you guys really like to see me use more products that aren't just eyeshadows as well. So I'm excited to see. I feel like I want to use something quite bright on my face today, like some kind of a very pink blush or something, just because I can and I might as well. So I actually think I want to do a bit of a half cut crease today because I haven't done that in what feels like forever. And then we are going to put the two shimmers on the lid, which is a green and a yellow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Jeffree Star concealer. I've been really liking using this for cut creases instead of using my P. Louise base because I find that this isn't as wet, but it still has the same kind of coverage. And I really hate when concealers or like something that you use to cut your crease with is too wet because of my hooded eyes. It just like, it creases so quickly and it's so annoying to work with. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do a half cut crease. I will let you watch while I do it because I've done this on camera so many times. Alright, so they're not looking perfect and this side is a little bit jagged in the crease, but it's okay. We're definitely going to go ahead and fix that. It shouldn't be too big of a deal. So I'm first going to start off by taking the green here, which I don't even know what shadow this is. This is Alpine by Clionadh. I don't know if I've used that lately. I feel like it's been a very long time since I used that. So I'm going to be putting that in the basically middle of my lid and then pull it out a little bit further, but I am going to go back in with the purple to kind of layer it back over. So it's basically going in the middle of my lid here. I am spraying this as usual, and I think that this is going to end up being a very, very cohesive color story to the picture because the colors are basically exactly the same as the candy. So I'm excited to see what this look is going to look like when it's all come together. I do feel like I've done a look very similar to this in the past though, but I mean, when you've done a lot of looks, in the end, some of them are going to end up looking the same. It's just kind of how it goes, you know, unless you do very different techniques every time, which I feel like a lot of us do the same kind of technique most of the time. You know, a lot of people do half cut creases all the time. Some people do smoky eyes all the time. Some people love their halo eyes, you know what I mean? So the more you do the thing that you normally do, the better the odds of looks end up looking the same. Wow, I think the grammar in that sentence was way off, but I think you know what I mean. And last but not least, I'm going to use the Glaminatrix shade. This is one of the new ones. I actually made a video swatching this and using this. It probably was my last video actually. I'll have that linked up in the corner if you didn't see it, but this is from their Easter collection. It's in the shade Chick. I'm going to go ahead and spray this as well and just put that in the inner portion of my lid. And then what I'll do after is I'll go back in with the purple that I used in my crease and just kind of run that all the way through with a very, very small eyeliner brush, and then also just make sure that the outer corners are blended, but these two are blending in together like a dream. That is such a beautiful gradient on the lid here. Oh, that looks so pretty. I feel like you could do this look with the Juvia's Place Magic palette. I feel like you would have the exact same color combo in that palette actually, or something very close to it at least. So like I was saying, I'm going to go back into the purple and I'm going to use a very, very small eyeliner brush with. I like doing this step when I've done a half cut crease because it allows me to make the look a lot more precise. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take that shadow on this brush and just run that over where I cut my crease to make sure that the line here is very sharp. And I'm also just going to take a little bit more of this in the outer corner of my eye here and just blend it into that shimmer shade. So I think this is where I'm going to leave it with the shadows. I am going to pop something in my waterline though. I'm thinking I want to do yellow just because every time I have yellow somewhere in my look, I just gravitate towards yellow. So I'm going to take Punch by Colourpop. Gonna put this in my waterline, do some liner mascara, then I'll come back and we'll finish off with the face. Like I said, I do think I want to do like quite a blushy look today with something like bright pink. So I'm excited. I'm going to finish off my eyes and I'll come back and we can do that. Alright, so the look is all done, or the eyes are all done, I should say. I really like how this turned out. I feel like it's very, very Eastery, which that was kind of the whole point, you know, because it was the Easter candy. Anyway, let's go in with the blush. I think the one I want to use is my Cover FX blush in Mojave Muave because this kind of matches like the crease that I have going on, and I think I want to be quite heavy-handed with this and kind of do a bit of, I don't know if you can call it blush draping, but I'm going to be very heavy with it up top, and then I'm going to kind of feather it down a little bit more gentle here and sort of use this as a bit of a a bronzer, I guess you could call it, or a contour. I do have a little bit of bronzer on, but I do want this to be quite heavy. But I'm focusing most of the pigment in this blush like on the back side of my face rather than like on the apples of my cheeks. Because this way I feel like it's just going to kind of tie everything together a bit better. And I also think that I want to do a pink highlight with this. I could also do something like a bit more yellow, but I feel like mixing the yellow with this pink is going to make a bit of an orange, and I don't think I really want that. So I think the pink is definitely going to be the way to go with this. So I'm just gonna go ham with this because I'm not going anywhere today, so I might as well try it. I'm not really one to play around too much with like different placements of blush and stuff, especially like blush draping is not really something that I've played too much with, but I love the look on other people. Am I doing it correctly? I have no idea, but we're just gonna play and have some fun. I'm definitely gonna put some on my nose because I love that blushed nose look. I think it's so cute, so I quite like this actually. I think that looks really, really fun. It kind of looks a bit editorial in a way. So I think the highlighter that I want to use today is going to be this one from Bitter Lace Beauty. This one is in the shade, I should remember that by now, it's called Cupcake Crush. And I'm just gonna put that where I would usually put my highlighter, obviously. Don't know where else I would put that. But this is such a beautiful highlighter. I will say it looks a little bit more toned down when I put it on top of like that blush because the blush is already so pigmented. Oh, but that is just so beautiful. I mean, look at that shine. So what do we do for lips? I feel like I kind of just want to go with like the pink route there too, because I mean this look is already quite intense, so even if I put on a nude lipstick it doesn't really change anything because it's still going to be very intense, so I might as well just kind of make this match. Maybe I could even do a bit of like a dark purple lipstick. Maybe I'll see if I have a dark purple lipstick because I haven't used that in a while. Maybe I'll try to use a little bit of this one. This one is from Suva Beauty. It's in the shade The Unconscious. I haven't used this in so long. I need to really shake this up. Hopefully it's okay still. Ooh, I think that could be quite cute. Oh, that's really pretty. I love this lipstick color. You know what? I think I really like this look. I think this really came together. I am quite obsessed and I'm happy to finally be feeling more like myself for once, because when I don't wear makeup, like I just feel like crap, and I just have not been wearing makeup as much as I would like to in the past week or so. So this is a nice change. I feel better already. So that's gonna be the look that I created with this palette. Like I was saying before, if you wanted to do something similar, I'm pretty sure you could use the Juvia's Place Magic palette if you have that, and create something very, very similar, because I didn't use this shade and I feel like all of these shades are pretty prevalent in that palette. Maybe not the blue, but I know that there is a blue, and you could definitely do something that's, you know, in the ballpark of this if you have that palette. Or of course you can use whatever else you have in your collection, or just use this look as inspiration. That is what I try to convey with all of my looks, that you don't need to do the exact same looks that I do with the exact same products that I use. Like if you have something similar in your collection, you can use that, and if you don't have the same things or the same colors, swap it out for something else and just use maybe my techniques as your inspiration, or maybe just color placements and stuff like that. Just go ahead and have some fun, you know, just play around. That is the joy of makeup, and I want you guys to really try to get out of your comfort zone a little bit now in this time when you're able to and you're not going anywhere, because it's just fun, you know? That's how you evolve, that's how you learn new things, that's how you get better at makeup, and I want to try to do the same thing. So that's gonna be it for today's video. Thank you so much, Katie Marie, for doing this collab with me. I cannot wait to see what you have done. If you guys have not already subscribed to her, you haven't checked her out, her link and her video will be down in my description box as always. I hope you go check her out, tell her that I sent you, because she is amazing and I think you're all going to love her. So thank you for watching. As always, if you want to see some other single content videos that I have on my channel, here's a few more, and if you're new, I would love it if you would consider subscribing, and I'll see you in my next one.